Well, welcome to Weighted to Win on this Saturday, the 20th of July. We have 9 races at turffontein on the stand side track. Really looking forward to this card. We're going to be starting in race number 2, and Gabby Soma is going to be joining us. Just before we start having a look at race 2, quick welcome to you, Gabby. Lovely working with you. We haven't worked together for a long time, and I'm looking forward to this card.
Thanks, Lyle. Firstly, thanks very much for having me on the show once again. It's always our intention to try and guide the punters in the right direction, so hopefully you and I can do that. But just on the note of work, we haven't worked together for a long time. I would like to say welcome back to you. I can't imagine what you've been through, but it's superb that you're back on the show, Lyle, and all the very best going forward.
Thank you so much, Gabs. Let's have a look at the betting here for race number 2. It is a maiden plate, first leg of the bipot, and they're racing over 1,160 metres. The betting has number 8, Xanthar, as your 2-1 favourite. The 9, Kamati River. The filly, 2-year-old filly, is a 22-10. The other filly there, number 3, the 3-year-old, Cat O'Clock, is showing up at 3-1, and then it's 6-1 and better by those. But I've just got a feeling, we haven't spoken off air yet, but I think Xanthar, we're going to agree on this one. That was a cracking run last time, wasn't it?
Lyle, it was a really good run, especially from a maiden against 2 horses like Mount Pinnacle and Legend of Arthur, who I believe are group quality. To get beat 4 lengths to Mount Pinnacle and 2 lengths to Legend of Arthur, that sets the standard for 95% of maiden plates in the country. I'm not a fan of a second run after a rest. He is second run after a rest, which is my only concern. But if he produces his last run, he'll be a very, very hard horse to beat. And I think he's a banker in your bipots. And at 2-1, he's worth having a nice strike on to start the day, because I'll be very disappointed if he gets beat. The 2 Tony Peter horses, Kamati River and Cat O'Clock, they both look like they're the main dangers to him. There's not much between them, and they should fill minor honours. And then just a horse to watch out for trifectas and quartets, Dylan's Champ. There was a lot of money on him last time. The stable had won the first race with a very, very nice horse of theirs. It won quite comfortably by 3 or 4 lengths. And the talk was that Dylan's Champ was better than that horse. So if he produces what he shows at home, he's a horse that might be the biggest danger to Xanthar after that.
All right, good advice there. Excuses, Dylan's Champ on debut there, as you heard. But number 8, Xanthar, that is a confident selection from both of us here. And the 2 fillies are the biggest dangers in race number 2. The suggested win bet is the 8 horse. Race number 3 is the first leg of our PA. It is a juvenile plate. They're racing over 1,600 metres. You can put blinkers on number 9, Robert Browning. A compression mask on number 11, Splash Landing. And those are the changes at this stage for race number 3. Now, the betting, number 6, Joost Drogsloot for Alec Laird is 13-10. 4-1 the 1, Bay Empire. 7, Pan in Gold, 5-1. 11-2 and better by those. And I've got a funny feeling again, number 6, Joost Drogsloot. I had the pleasure of standing with Alec on that day. I was on course, and the horse walked into the parade ring and nearly fell over. A really good-looking horse, and Alec gave us a lot of confidence. So as far as this third race is concerned, Gabby, this horse really ran a cracking race on debut and should love the step up.
100%, Lyle. I think he's had a lovely prep into the race. That 1450 on the inside track, it looked like the track was a little bit tight for him, and you'll definitely appreciate the stand side track. You'll love the step up to 1600. The form of the race has worked out beautifully, because the horse that he beat about 3.5 lengths, Kamensky, came out to win and win comfortably. And if you have a look at number 7, Pan in Gold, he ran 6 lengths behind Kamensky. I think this horse is going to be a really nice horse in the future, and I think he'll be a very, very hard horse to beat. I would suggest he's a banker in your bipots and PAs, and don't be shy to take the double Xanthar onto Joost Drogsloot. Bay Empire, Sean Terry's horse, number 1. He ran about 6 weeks ago in an 1160. He was beaten by a really nice horse of Johan van Vieren. Sean stepping him up to a 1600 is a sign that that's what he wants, and it must be respected. I make him the main danger, but I'd be very disappointed if Joost Drogsloot doesn't win and win comfortably.
All right, so there's a win bet on Joost Drogsloot for Alec Laird and Caden Brewer. There's the PA. Gabby Summers put it up 6 by 4 and 5 by 2 by 1 and 2 by 4 and 6 by 2 and 6, and a really cheap PA there. You can always add on if you want to. That is the PA race number 3, 13-15, the off of the maiden juvenile plates. Pick 6 time, race number 4, turffontein this afternoon, 1600 meters, maiden juvenile for the fillies this time. Let's get those pick 6s on before 13:50. And it does look like a bit of a match race here. I'm happy we've got Gabby on the line. Number 4, Lady of Tibet for Olsen and Gavin Arena. And then the 8, Silver Parasol for Alec Laird and Caden Brewer. Can they pull off an early double in the card? It does look like it's a race between these two. 16-10, number 4, Lady of Tibet, and the 8, Silver Parasol at 17-10. 5-1 and better bar those. Gabs, can you help us separate those two?
Yeah, so I'll start with Silver Parasol because I actually didn't put it into the PAs and that, but it's only for one reason. Is that she seems to be a little bit of a head case, and off draw 7, I'm just worried how the race will plan out for her. The form of her last start has worked out well, so on form she's definitely got a chance. I'm just not sure from that bad draw how the race will work out for her. So I prefer Lady of Tibet. She's drawn 2. She gets Gavin Larena on board this time, and I think she's had a really nice prep into the race, and she's the type of filly that can win a race like this pretty easily tomorrow. I made her main danger Party Punch, number 5. Very, very good last run. You can see the improvements coming all along. Her third last start was a really good run in a merit-rated race, and now she's starting to bring that form into the maiden. So I make her the main danger. But this is a pretty wide open race. So in the PA, I've gone 4 and 5, but in the pick 6, I've chosen to go the whole field because I wouldn't be surprised if there is a result in this race.
Okay, we hear you there because it's not the strongest form in the world. Yeah, good point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Field in leg 1 by bank at 2, by 1, 2, 3, and 8, by 2, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 9, 3, 4, 6, 7, 1,536 Rand to spend if you want to take that pick 6, race 4 at 13:50. Race number 5 is a merit-rated 74 handicap over the mile this afternoon. This is the first leg of our jackpot 1 at 14.25. Just have a quick look at the changes as they are now. And we've got a pressure halter on number 3, Black Lightning. So number 2, DeMarco's Jet, that is your favorite for the Mowing stable. Muzieni aboard. They've had such good success together. And I thought there were 2 negatives. We'll chat to Gabby now. But 2 negatives is the weight. And the form lines haven't worked out particularly well, but the positives, there are plenty. The draw, the form, improving with each and every run, cheek pieces going on, certainly will be the horse to beat. If not, and here's the question for you, Gabby, if DeMarco's Jet does lose this race, it becomes very open.
Correct, Lyle. Funny enough, I made her the best bet on the card, Lyle. I just think there's a lot in her favour. And while the form lines haven't really worked out that well, this is a weakish type of a race, being an MR74. And with respect to the connections, yeah, as I say, it's not the strongest race. But this filly's drawn 1. When she won her maiden, it was over 1,400. So I'm not concerned that she's now in a 16 because I think that will suit her. She's got a hell of a lot in her favour, and I think the cheek pieces will make all the difference because she does seem like a filly that does look around a bit in her races, and I think that's going to be the deciding factor. So I'll be very disappointed if she doesn't win, and I believe she's a banker in all bets. For those that want to try and beat her, I think the only 2 horses that are able to beat her in this race is Viva de Janeiro, number 5. He gets the blinkers on, and his last start was a really nice run behind Moolah Man, who is a progressive type of a horse, and Safe Space, who's been a little bit disappointing in his 2 starts up here for Tony Peter. There has been quite a bit of betting support for him, so I'm sure they've expected more. But he now comes to the stand-side track, and there's a possibility that's what he's looking for. So for wider bets, maybe 5 and 6. But for me, I'm all in on DeMarco's Jet, and she'll be bankered in every bet of mine.
All right, you've heard it from Gabby. The 5, the 6, and the 2, in fact, all down in class. But number 2, DeMarco's Jet, this is the best bet in the card and the horse to beat in race number 5. Get those jackpots on. Not an expensive jackpot. The time to get them on by race 5, 14.25. Race number 6 is the second jackpot. This is where the second jackpot starts this afternoon. 1,400 meters, and it is a pinnacle stake. So the horse is the top, generally better weighted, and that is the case here. Number 1, Bavarian Beauty, weighted to win the race. coming off a cracking last run. Number 2, Celtic Rumours, the second best off. I see Mr. Werner's involved in the horse now. Sean Terry and Gavin Lorena. Your betting has Bavarian Beauty as your 9 to 10 favourite. 3 to 1 about number 2, Celtic Rumours. And then it's 7 to 1 and better bar those. Let me just check for any changes at this stage. There are none. 9 runners. And Gabby's going to give us his thoughts here on race number 6. Gabby, is Bavarian Beauty beatable? And if she is, surely only by number 2.
Lal, on form, it's going to be hard to beat her. But my biggest concern is the fact that her and Celtic Rumours, and in fact Captain Peg for that fact, they both all three ran at Gravel 2 weeks ago. So I'm a little bit concerned about the travelling up and down with a race in between. Now, it wasn't just any race. Bavarian Beauty and Celtic Rumours ran in the Garden Province of Grade 1, so they would have had to be prepped and be cherry ripe for that type of a race. So my biggest concern is how they would have come out of the race, then travel back to Joburg, etc. But it's a massive drop-in class for them. So I do make Bavarian Beauty the horse to beat after everything's been said. I think Celtic Rumours is her danger. I think Captain Peg's another horse with the chance after a very good run at Gravel last time, and she comes in with draw 1. And I think the only other horse to consider is Burnett, number 8, who comes in here with 50 kilos. Her last start was a very, very good run. It was the first time she had a tongue tie on. Chinaka, as I say, comes in with 50 kilos. She's been given the 6 weeks after her last start. So I think she provides the value in the race, and I wouldn't leave her out of anything. But Bavarian Beauty, the horse to beat, after everything I've said.
Yeah, I found a good value there. Burnett, a long time ago, just ran second to Silver Sanctuary, giving weight. So you might have a good little roughie there. 1, 2, 3, and 8 in the jackpot. By 4 and 6, by 2 and 9, by 3, 4, 6, and 7. 64 rand the spend for Gabby. Jackpot race number 6. That is jackpot 2 at 1,500. Race number 7, Fillies Mares 91 divided handicap over the straight 1,000 metres. Out of the big T, 15:35 the time to get those bets on. No card changes at this stage, but please do check as the day progresses. And the betting has number 6, What a Lucy, as your 15 to 10 favourite. Second there, 5 to 1 about number 2, Virginia Beach. It's also 5 to 1 about Law of Success number 3. 11 to 2 number 4, Jasiri. And then we're looking at around 9 to 1 and better by those. Don't forget On Cue, who's also there at around 5 to 1. So again, we have that situation on the card where What a Lucy, a fairly strong favourite, but right behind her are a few at around 4, 5, 6 to 1 that might just have sneaky chances here. So Gabby, what's your play here, race number 7?
Lal, it's a competitive race, but I do believe that What a Lucy is the horse to beat. Her two wins, second and third last start were really good wins. And her last run was a very good run. I mean, she was all over a winner, and Golden Aspen got her the last bit. On the evidence of that run, I believe the drop back to 1,000 will suit her, and I still believe she could be better than what she's currently rated. So she sets a standard, and she's the horse to beat. Jasiri is her main danger. I liked her big time in her last start because there was a nice drop in class in her previous 2 starts, and I think it was a very good win. She didn't have the easiest passage through, but she is the main danger, and she can definitely follow up in a race of this nature. So I'm going 4 and 6 in my jackpots and stuff like that. Pick sixes, I've added Virginia Beach in. She's having her 3rd run after a rest. I like the fact that she gets the blinkers on. It could sharpen her up even more. So she's the other horse. I don't know if anything else can win. So I'm focusing on those 3. I think they set the standard.
Thank you. There's Gabby's pick 3. 246 1239 3467. Scan it. Get the 48 Rand pick 3 for races 7, 8, and 9. Race number 8, merit rated 74 handicap, 1,000 metre sprint, where your favourite is 3 to 1. Number 2, Munchkin for David Shaw. Second favourite, number 1, Ride On, around 7 to 2. Joint, in fact, with number 7, Pendragon. You can pop up any time. 11 to 2, number 6, Stroke of Mercy. 6 to 1, number 3, Midnight Fusion for Sean Terry. Trent Mayhew taking the 2.5 kilograms off there. And then 10 to 1 and better bar those. So the penultimate race on the card here, I think you've got a double structured for us here, Gabby. It's going to be, as I say, a 1,000 metre dash, very quick race, and looks competitive. Munchkin, obviously we know Munchkin's always been quite highly thought of. There's probably not too much between him and Pendragon on their previous meetings, but there might be others, or are you confident on a certain one?
I like Munchkin, Lal. I think if you have a look at so his last start was over the 1200, and it was actually a very disappointing run. He looked like he was moving through really well, and then he just fell in a hole. He's been given a little bit of time, the 6 weeks between that run and this run, which I really do like. And if you look at his two previous starts over 1,000 meters, they were really, really good runs. And on those two runs, I think he's going to be a hard horse to beat here. So my double starts off with Munchkin as a banker, and we'll touch on the next race later. But I think he's the horse to beat. A horse like Life Goes On, number 9, sits at around 10 to 1. I think he's got some value there at that price. He's having his third run after a rest. His penultimate start, or his first run after a rest, he ran 3.5 lengths off Munchkin. It was a really good run. His next start was around the bend, and things didn't go well for him when he came out the pens. He was steadied at the start, and he wasn't able to lead the way he likes to, or race handy. So if you put a line through that, he's definitely got a chance. Then Ride On, number 1, and Midnight Fusion, number 3, both fillies in this race. And both have winning claims on their best form. But for me, Lyle, I'm in the camp of Munchkin.
All right, so race 8, Gabriel's taking the double, 2 Munchkin by 3, 4 and 6. That's the double for the final 2 races on the card. 16:10, race number 8. Race number 9, Fillies Mares 76 handicap. They're racing over the 1,000 meters again. It's at 16:45, and hopefully you can get back some money, or you've won and you've stopped by then. Note the number 6, Mixed Bomb, has the blinkers on. So take note, the blinkers are on again this afternoon. Right, betting has it quite open. Number 6, Nearer, for Warren Tenhouse, is at 33 to 10. Same price about number 9, Fennec Fox. 7 to 2, number 8, Peace of Mind. 4 to 1 about number 7, Mixed Bomb. 7 to 1 and better bar those. And there are quite a few form lines. We'll chat to Gabby in a second here. A few form lines from earlier on the card we've spoken about. Wait for the green light's got those form lines. Nearer, Mixed Bomb. And then we've got Fennec Fox as well. So, Gabby, there are quite a few form lines that will be popping up in this exact race card this afternoon before we get to race number 9.
100%, Lyle. That is correct. So watch, I think it's race 7, if I'm not mistaken, the race where Jasiri runs in. It's an MR91 for Fillies and Mares. Watch that race closely, because exactly what you said, there's Lucy and Jasira in the 7th race, so that will give you more of a better idea as to who has a better chance of winning in race 9. But on the look of it, I like Nearer, Lyle. I think she's going to be a very hard horse to beat. She's having her 3rd run after a rest. I think that last start was a very good run. And like I've said previously, Jasiri now runs in an MR91, and I'm expecting her to run a massive race. I just think this filly could be better than a 73 rating. I think Sean's had some time with her now, so he'll be able to get the best out of her. And I think she sets the standard. My other 2 horses for the double from race 8 were 2 outsiders in this race. Number 3, Heirloom, and number 4, Inventrix. I think both of these horses have dropped drastically in the ratings. And they both got chances on their best form. If they produce what they've produced in their career, I'm talking their best runs, they have the ability to win a race of this nature, and they're sitting at 20 or 25 to 1 each of them. I just think that's nice value, and I think they need to be included into all your bets, including your pick sixes and stuff like that. But Nearer is the horse to beat for me, and hopefully she can end off what will be a good day's punting.
All right, so there's the exact box for Gabriel. 3, 4 and 6 in the final race. You can box them all, you can float the 6, completely what you want to do. But 3, 4 and 6 is the way Gabby's playing it. The exacta in the final race this afternoon.